Larry Anglisano reporting for Avionics News, a publication of the Aircraft Electronics Association and a good resource for avionics and maintenance shops. You know, we sure need to stock these aircraft maintenance hangars with a new generation of aircraft techs, but we also need to hang on to them. And that's one of the goals of Roxanne Rosado. She's a real liaison to the craft, and she's an A&P and IA and also on staff at TBX. That's airworthy.com. And one of the things that she's done is come up with Roxanne's rules for the aircraft technician. Stuff that can benefit both the new and experienced tech. I recently caught up with Roxanne to talk about some of those things, and here's part of the interview. Start by being an airplane nut.
Think to be in this industry in general, you have to have a love for it because it can have such highs on a daily basis and then such lows on tougher days that truly what keeps you going is a satisfaction of a job well done or the pride that you take in the ownership of your work, of your airplanes. And if you don't love it, even you could be truly frustrated and angry at it on a daily basis. What keeps you coming back is just the love for it because it's just what you were made to do.
To survive on the shop floor, you've got to respect other techs and respect the aircraft.
Combination and I strive for a balance of humility, being a respectful person to not just the older mechanic, that has 10 years on you, but the new mechanic that's behind you that is just as green as you were maybe a year ago. Um, and to truly show a respect for the craft. Um, you have to be such to me, dedicated person to doing a good job, to building the relationships in the shop, to understand what's at stake at the end of the day, and all those things to me keep you in a mindset of humility that you don't know what you don't know, and you should be humble enough to know that you don't know it all and to not claim to know it all. And just to be respectful to everybody around you and respectful of the aircraft in front of you, whether it's a Gulfstream, a G500, it's a Cessna 172 for a flight school. All these things, how you approach them and how you treat them and respect them, says a lot about you, not just as a good wrench, but just a person in general.
And when it comes to wrenching aircraft, trust your instincts.
That is something that when I first started, it was talked about in the sense of you will develop this, the sense of trust in yourself because you just don't know what you don't know yet and you're so new. And that with time you will understand and know when you're in that situation where you need to trust your gut on what's airworthy, what's not airworthy. You may be in a great situation, but at the end of the day, the decision has to be black and white. It's either a go or it's a no go. And to be able to lay your head on the pillow at night confident that you trusted yourself, that I put a safe airplane out the hangar door, is what's going to get you to tomorrow and the next day and the next day. If it doesn't look right, stop and ask a question. It's one question away from a bad decision that can truly change the course of your day and of the project or the safety of an airplane.
And yes, the job requires a lot of high quality paperwork.
I've seen a lot of records that leave a lot of room for improvement, and unfortunately it's too common. It's too common to see a bad entry or an incomplete entry, and it just keeps getting, keep getting through and repeated. You know, places like companies like TBX that support proper documentation and giving the employees a kind of a structure to be able to do their work. Are tools that we have nowadays that we didn't have. Just 50 years ago. So they're extremely important. It's a record of everything in that airplane. It's half the value of the airplane. And, people, when you do a log entry, I always try to promote, think of yourself, even of just yourself, not even the next technician necessarily, but think of yourself in a week and a year that you have to go back and reference an entry. It's great. It's a great feeling when you go back and you find exactly what you were looking for because you took the time to be more detailed or thorough or just comprehensive in your entry.
And when it comes to wrenching aircraft, relying on AI doesn't always work.
Digital manuals are awesome. Having a manual on an iPad that you can take to the airplane is great, but continue to learn, repair, determine safety still should come from you. AI is not the tool to make a decision for you. Um, I've have been dealing with younger technicians fresh out of A&P school who have used AI tools to answer questions that I've asked of them, especially on the regulatory side, because taking a fresh mechanic to get into the FARs is a tough task at times because they just want to wrench, and I can understand, but there's times where you have to get in the book, you have to get in the regulations to be able to understand properly what you're, to your point, signing off, what's required to return this airplane to service, what's not required, and all those answers are in the FARs.
Don't give in to delivery pressures. It's your certificate.
Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does depend on it. You can do and you will do, you could jail time when you put your certificate on the line to meet someone else's like unrealistic expectations. That unfortunately is a very pressing issue, across different jobs. To never let the pressure of a moment to get on an airplane out the door ruin not just your career, but potentially your life. It's truly not a place where you want to find yourself in, because it's your certificate. It's what lets you put your hands on any airplane out there. Why jeopardize it? Why put yourself or and everybody else that goes after that mistake, at risk?
You'll get lots of respect for being a doer on the hangar floor.
If your boss is sitting down, you shouldn't be sitting down. If there's downtime, there's always stuff to do. Shops have ongoing shop projects that are not necessarily aircraft driven. Even if it's just sweeping the floor, sweep that floor, leave it clean, organize shelves, organize parts if you can, clean up dirty rags, pick up the fog from the floor. There's always something that can be done. And it's talking specifically of airplanes, your certificate covers ATA forward all the way to ATA 80, and includes ATA 35, water and waste, and then, sorry, 38, water and waste. And that's always, I've come across too many instances where there's an attitude of, oh, I'm already above that job. I'm already above that task. And I understand if there is somebody else who can take care of that because there's the junior mechanic, there's a rookie, but to present it as, oh, I don't need to be doing that anymore because I've done my time or whatever it is, it's just not an attitude that you want to see young technicians emulate. It's just, it doesn't transfer well.
Would you fly this thing?
You have yourself to think about. Would I fly in this airplane? Would I put my mom, my family, my kids in this aircraft? It's, we hear all the time, and almost sort of like it's something like a bumper sticker, would you put your family on board? Um, but it's true, it's just so tangible, black and white. Would you put your family on here? What's at stake? It's not something that we can pull over and fix real quick. It's something that you need to be of sober mind every time you are confident returning an aircraft to service. I think you should definitely go for it. It's a great industry. There's amazing people here that want nothing but the success of the aircraft, nothing but your success as an individual. It's not always glamorous, but it's very, very rewarding if you remind yourself what's at stake and what matters at the end of the day. If you ever find yourself in this industry and it's tough and you don't know if you should keep going, ask yourself, who do I do this for? Is it the company? Is it the client? Is it the crew? Is it the safety of others? Trying to refresh your mind and refocus on why you did it in the first place typically helps you push through those tough days, and that'll keep you centered and pushing through the tough times. So it's a great industry. I would not change it for the world, and we do need more people. So.